せーの、ハローです。リスチャンネルです。
Hello there, and in this video, I found a video online by a YouTuber called Shin-chan, and he's a Japanese YouTuber living in America who made a video about like things that aren't so good about Japan, and I thought it would be really fun for us to watch that and maybe get your reaction to it and see whether you agree or not.
Okay,
Sounds fun?
cool.
There's too much paperwork in Japan. One thing that I hate about paperwork in Japan is that you have to handwrite your own resume. And you cannot use pencil, so if you make a mistake, kanji mistake, even a little one, you have to start all over again. And the reason why Japanese companies still do this is that apparently your handwriting says so much about your personality and character. I guess I can understand their logic a little bit, that they can weed out resumes with messy handwriting because probably they are not so serious about it. But you cannot judge people solely by their handwriting, right? Because there are shitty people with a beautiful handwriting and there are beautiful people like me with a horrible handwriting. So yeah, this custom needs to be abolished right away.
Yeah, I agree. There are lots of paperwork still.
This is something that's so strange about Japan is you guys are so advanced in some like key areas, but in other things, like it seems so backwards. It seems like you guys require like handwritten everything, things in filing cabinets, rather than everything nowadays, which is moving online.
When I first worked in the UK, I had to make CV, and I was looking at the Japanese CV because that's how I create CV all the time. And when I show it to you, I think like, oh, you can delete all of it. You can just create it on your own. And I thought that's amazing. So I can be able to show the ability that I have computer skills.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's more relevant.
I think it's better way. When I went back to Japan for renewing visa, I wanted to work just temporarily. And when I created the CV by computer, like completely on style, and when I sent it to the manager or HR, they said like, I've never seen this. I've never ever seen this. But I got a job. But like they really surprised.
That's cool though. That's interesting. And I wonder if it will change because maybe the Western ideas will maybe have some influence. I'm dyslexic. My handwriting is very bad as a result of that. If people judged me based on my handwriting, I would not be able to get a professional appointment. Now, if your job is a professional handwriter, then your handwriting is important. But if your job isn't actually anything to do with handwriting, I thought it was interesting the point he made where saying like, oh, they read a lot of your personality into it. Like, I can sort of understand that, but I also think it's just the wrong thing to be testing that.
People make mistakes. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I really like that he said like shitty people can have
beautiful handwriting.
Beautiful writing. Yeah.
That's a good point.
This mother freaking toilet. They freaking persevere, guys. No matter how much we hate them, they still keep making those, old-fashioned traditional Japanese squat toilets. But this doesn't mean we like them, okay? If people have two options whether they use the regular toilet or Japanese squat toilet, I think 90% of people would use the regular toilet. Those who choose the squat toilet, they're just germophobic. They don't want their butt to touch the toilet seat. I don't get it. I mean, I kinda do get it, but just take a shower, right?
Very interesting. Sometimes I use Japanese squat toilet if I can choose, where the toilet is very, very dirty. Because I don't want to sit down on the somebody sat down and
disgusting.
When I saw dirty toilet like public trains, a toilet or something like that, then I want to choose a squat toilet.
You wouldn't have squat toilet on a train, would you?
Not on a train.
Station. Yeah. Oh, but do you have toilets on? I just never thought of that.
Sorry.
So you'd be like, ooh.
Have to control. Like professional. Sometimes when I open the toilet, I can see the like just like you missed it, don't you?
Oh
no. So, hey, hello, on the wrong side of the
hello. And then the other thing is that they have a lot of signs for Chinese people. Not to throw the paper into the bin. So toilet paper in China, like a lot of the sewage system in China is such that it can't cope with the paper and the waste. So they have to wipe and then they place the paper in a bin to the side of the toilet. When I first saw those signs, I didn't realize this, and so I was like, who is this sign for? Like,
Also, did you see the sign? Like, it says a person squatting on the
putting their feet
toilet,
on the
toilet. I was like,
Don't
are
do
you
it.
joking?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah, I get. Toilet story for Japan is using the Google image translation system. Like, there are so many buttons in these Japanese toilets with all these fancy electrical features. There was a picture of a person shooting up into the air on a rocket, sort of thing, of water, and I looked at it and it said video. And I was like, why does this toilet have video?
To make sure you're clean.
To check. See, I almost would believe that Japanese toilets have a little camera that comes out so you can inspect and make sure that it's all good. But no, it turns out the word for bidet is one letter different from the word for video.
So a lot of people hate the fact that while Japan is known for its advanced technology, Japan is still a super cash-oriented society. I get it, especially if you are from a place where people use a credit card or a debit card everywhere they go to. You know, it can be very annoying. But I don't think this really bothers Japanese people as much unless they have experienced how convenient it is to have every place they go to, you know, accept their credit card or debit card. For me, it became annoying only after I came back from my study abroad in the US. But what frustrates me the most is the Japanese ATM machines. First of all, they have their own operating hours. It's not 24 hours, so they usually close 8 or 9 p.m. And even if you manage to go to your bank's ATM before they close, if it's after like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m, you would still get charged a couple hundred yen. And if you go to the ATM machines at a convenience store late at night or on weekends, you will get charged for like $3 for one single transaction. That's how literally they make money. So if you decide to move to Japan, you really have to get used to withdrawing money from ATM at a certain time of the day. Otherwise, you'll be losing a lot of money for this overpriced bank fee.
You can't save money.
You can't save money. Putting money in, they charge you. Take money out, they charge you. Getting money out at an unusual time, they charge you more. They just like, what?
It's very at the moment machine, isn't it?
It's very much like you need a little table of like, this is what's going to happen to your money.
Some credit card company has condition as well, that if you take out some money for the first time in a month, you're free, but the second time I have to pay some money.
Whenever you were interacting with the machine, you were like,
What time is it?
you're like, give me a second. Okay, calculate the time. What days of the week is it? The wind is moving in that direction. Okay, so need to calculate. Because of the amount of money these machines are making, it's going to be a big motivation for the banks not to encourage digital transactions.
Like 5 years ago or so, like when I went back to Japan and I used debit card, and I said like, I would like to pay with debit card, is that okay? And she said like, debit card? And then like, is it not credit card? For in the UK you can pay tickets for the trains or the buses by card. Yeah, that's very common, right? But in Japan you have to get Oyster card. To charge the Oyster card you need paper money.
Paper money, yeah.
Charge. Sometimes you can use the card, but it's very specific credit card. So most of the time people use paper money.
One thing that's also interesting is in the UK, if you have a British bank and you have a credit card or a debit card that you've been issued from that bank, on the London Underground you can actually tap that as if it's a travel card. But almost the reverse is true in Japan. The travel cards can actually be used in many shops and restaurants to purchase items. So you can use your travel card money
at the convenience store.
Especially as a foreigner, you just don't like the idea of carrying cash around. You're not used to being like careful with cash. Put like a bunch of money on your travel card, and then you just need to carry the card around, and you can buy groceries and things at convenience stores and many other shops and services.
So we have an insane number of natural disasters each year, right? Whether it's typhoons, heat waves, heavy rains, or earthquakes and tsunami, they're freaking scary. Especially the last two, earthquakes and tsunami. Japan is located where I think a total of 4 plates meet that are still moving till this day. So we know for sure that we will have a massive earthquake and tsunami once in a while. And even with the latest technology we have today, we cannot really predict exactly when and where it will happen. I'm pretty optimistic about it. You know, like when I die, I die. But at the same time, like I think a lot of Japanese people have this persistent and constant fear of suffering from a natural disaster all the time. So yeah, that's not something we enjoy too much here in Japan.
You definitely told me before it was like a big part of you wanting to leave Japan was because of this natural disasters. So people don't forget about it completely.
No, I think it depends on the area for. Like if you experience like big earthquake, then you might want to leave, right?
Yeah, sure.
You don't want to have it like same trauma again. I didn't have any trauma, but like I think it's because of the media as well. Like Kansai big earthquake is coming in 20 years, and there's a news every now and then.
Like you can't say. I could say in England there's going to be a earthquake in 20 years time. Like 20 years, like who's going to remember I said that for a start? And like eventually it's going to be true if you keep saying it.
It's like fortune telling.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not.
Of course, it's going to happen at some point.
You know that we have like news can be too far, dramatic. In Japan, it really seems to go too far. Like they're obsessed with it, and like the landslide that happened in Japan, they showed footage of a landslide that happened years before, and it was like this tiny little bit of mud had just fallen over the road, and so the reporter got out and scoops up the little bit of the dirt, like, holding it up to the camera
and
as if that's
shaking.
Yeah, oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And it's like what is that doing? Like, you've just scooped some earth up and you're holding it up, and it's like, and the camera's like zooming through
like,
it.
What's in it? Like bones, like bodies or something? Like,
he's just trying to make a story out of absolutely nothing.
Really embarrassed.
Okay, so that's it. What did you think?
I quite like him.
He's funny, isn't he? Like, I really think he's funny. Well, I enjoyed that. It was fun. So maybe we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that's it for this video. So thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.